A ripple of concern ran through Barca's training base when Robert Lewandowski was seen working away from the group after reporting discomfort in the biceps femoris of his left thigh, a description the club later confirmed and which cost him a place in the Joan Gamper Trophy. On paper, it reads like a short-term precaution, but in practice, it has immediate consequences. A world-class striker sidelined for at least one high-profile friendly, and now a question mark over Barcelona's early league plans. The timing could not be worse for a side aiming to defend their title, and the club have been explicit that caution is the order of the day. No risks, managed load, and recovery programs tailored to get the Polish forward fully fit rather than rushed back. That cautious approach reflects a bigger shift in how top teams treat pre-season and the ramp into competitive fixtures. Barcelona's coaching and medical teams are coordinating more closely than ever, monitoring accumulated fatigue and deliberately spacing out high-intensity minutes for several players who emerged from a heavy summer schedule. You're seeing the fingerprints of that strategy now. Senior names and promising youngsters alike have been assigned individual drills or recovery work to protect against muscle problems that often flare up after intense tours and trophy games. This is not simply conservative paperwork, it is a strategic decision that transforms how the first month of the campaign might look. So what does Lewandowski's temporary absence actually force Hansi Flick to do? First, it's an immediate depth test. The coach must choose between reworking his front line to suit the personnel available or keeping the same attacking blueprint and asking someone else to fit into a very specific role. If the striker is unavailable for the Mallorca opener, Flick could lean on a rotating strike partnership, ask a centre-forward to drop deeper and link play, or even tweak the formation to create overloads elsewhere on the pitch. Each option carries trade-offs. A different focal point in attack changes press triggers, spaces available to wingers, and where Barcelona seek to win the ball back. The tactical consequences are real and measurable in the team's cohesion and early results. Beyond tactics, there's a human dimension, opportunity for fringe players and youngsters to stake a claim. When a talisman is sidelined, minutes that would usually be locked into a starter's ledger become audition. Training apart is often the first sign of a careful recovery, but it also signals openings. A young forward can emerge, a wide player can prove he thrives with more central responsibility, and the squad's bench becomes a story in its own right. For Barcelona fans, this can be thrilling or worrying, depending on your appetite for immediate results versus long-term health. Calendar-wise, the club's decision to prioritise recovery makes sense. Early season muscle problems can extend if mishandled, producing a shortage of key players at exactly the time when rhythm and confidence are established. Barcelona's medical bulletin has framed Lewandowski's situation as dependent on progression, not a fixed downtime, which signals prudence but also uncertainty as the La Liga opener approaches. The strategic gamble is simple. Give up a guaranteed presence now to secure a fully available leader deeper into the campaign, or push him back in quickly and risk a recurring issue that could cost more matches. For a title-defending side, that is a huge calculation. There are also psychological ripples to consider. When a team's marquee name is managed carefully in public, it can influence morale and messaging. The club projects control, the coach demonstrates long-term thinking, but fans and pundits will inevitably ask whether that caution undermines confidence in the squad's depth. Media narratives tilt quickly. One training session without Lewandowski becomes a crisis headline in hours, yet the quieter story may be that the squad is deeper and smarter about load than last season. How Flick frames this to his players and how minutes are distributed in the opening fixtures will either calm anxieties or feed them. In short, this is a depth test that Barcelona did not plan for, but one they can use. The immediate news is clear. A top striker worked apart from the group and missed the Gamper, and his availability for the opener is being watched closely. The follow-up story, how the coach responds tactically, which players seize the moment, and whether the club's medical caution pays off, is where the season's early momentum will be decided. Fans should watch the lineups, pay attention to press conferences where Flick and the medical staff explain their decisions, and keep an eye on who takes advantage of unexpected minutes. That choice, rest now or risk later, may define not just a game in Mallorca, but Barcelona's first chapters of the title defence.